A U.S. guided missile destroyer passed near a South China Sea island chain claimed by China as part of a Freedom of Navigation operation, or FONOP. USS Benfold, DDG-65, sailed near the Paracel Islands early Wednesday, local time. A statement from the U.S. 7th Fleet reads, "This Freedom of Navigation operation, FONOP, upheld the rights, freedoms, and lawful uses of the sea recognized in international law by challenging the restrictions on innocent passage imposed by the People's Republic of China, PRC, Taiwan, and Vietnam, and also by challenging PRC's claim to straight baselines enclosing the Paracel Islands." At the conclusion of the operation, USS Benfold exited the excessive claim and continued operations in the South China Sea. The operation drew sharp reactions from Beijing, but no actual action. In this video, Defense Updates analyzes why China could only complain as USS Benfold sailed into the South China Sea without its permission. Let's get started. This video is sponsored by War Thunder, the most comprehensive military vehicle online game for PC, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One, in which you can go to battle on more than 1,200 playable aircraft, tanks, helicopters, and ships from the 1930s to the 1990s. The game has an amazing attention to detail and focuses on a realistic combat experience, which is why knowing your vehicles and skill really makes a difference. It's easy to get into, and all you need to play is nothing more but your mouse and keyboard or controller. Immerse yourself in cross-platform combat with more than 20 million other military vehicle enthusiasts from all over the world. Download and play War Thunder for free using the link in the description below, and also get a free bonus tank, aircraft, or ship, and 3 days of premium account. As the United States Navy's guided missile destroyer USS Benfold traversed South China Sea's territorial waters off Paracel Islands, or Jishi Archipelago as known to China, the latter slammed Washington as the destroyer of regional peace and stability. Air Force Senior Colonel Tianjun Li, a spokesperson for the Chinese PLA Southern Theater Command, said in a statement, "Facts have once again proved that the U.S. is nothing but a security risk maker in the South China Sea." He stated that USS Benfold entered Chinese sovereign waters near the disputed Paracel Islands illegally. Chinese PLA Southern Theater Command organized naval and air forces to conduct tracking and monitoring on the U.S. destroyer and warned it off, he further added. As per reports, the People's Liberation Army Navy frigate Jianing monitored Benfold. China claims almost 90% of the South China Sea, including the Paracel Islands. It said that it has indisputable sovereignty over the area. Vietnam, the Philippines, Malaysia, Brunei, and Taiwan have disputed these claims. The route is significant, as about $5 trillion in trade through shipping passes each year. Countries like the US, UK, Japan, and India have no claims in the area and want freedom of navigation as per international maritime laws. United States Navy 7th Fleet said that the USS Benfold asserted navigational rights and freedoms in the vicinity of the Paracel Islands consistent with international law, adding that all vessels reserve the right to have an innocent passage under international law in the South China Sea. United States Navy 7th Fleet dismissed Beijing's sovereign claims as false. USS Benfold is an Arleigh Burke-class guided missile destroyer in the United States Navy. Arleigh Burke-class warships were designed as multi-mission destroyers capable of anti-aircraft warfare (AAW), anti-submarine warfare (ASW), and anti-surface warfare (ASUW). USS Benfold, being an Arleigh Burke-class destroyer, is among the largest destroyers built in the United States. It has an overall length of 509 feet, or 155 meters, and a displacement of about 9,200 tons. The warship has a speed of 30-plus knots, or 55-plus kilometers per hour, and a range of 4,600 miles, or 8,100 kilometers. USS Benfold is a lethal platform and is capable of carrying out different kinds of missions. It has, in total, 96 cells Mark 41 Vertical Launch System (VLS), divided into two blocks of 32 and 64 cells. These can be configured with the combination of the following weapons based on the mission requirements, such as SM-2MR Block 3B for air defense and anti-ship roll, SM-3 for ballistic missile defense, ESSM for anti-missile roll, ERAM or SM-6 for anti-air warfare with a range of 150 miles or 240 kilometers and speed of Mach 3.5, BGM-109 Tomahawk for land attack, as well as RUM-139A VL ASROC for anti-submarine role. It has two Mark 141 Harpoon missile launcher for anti-ship role and two Mark 32 triple torpedo tubes for Mark 46 and Mark 50 torpedoes. Benfold can also accommodate two MH-60R Seahawk LAMPS 3 helicopters that are capable of anti-submarine warfare. The warship is also equipped with a long-range naval gun and multiple close-in weapon systems. It's evident that USS Benfold can take on any Chinese military aircraft as well as surface combatants. It's heavily armed, and any misadventure from the Chinese side will result in massive retaliation. U.S. Navy has been conducting FONOPs in the South China Sea regularly for several years, and this policy is being continued by the Biden administration. Though some experts were of the view that the Biden administration would curtail these missions, this is not the case. With the United States' indirect involvement in the Ukraine-Russia conflict, the Chinese may have thought that operations in the South China Sea will not be conducted, but those notions have been put to rest. It's clear that China doesn't have the guts to stop the U.S. military from these operations, though it claims these waters. So what it actually does is issue verbal threats and falsely claim to warning off U.S. Navy warships as face-savers. This has been the new trend being witnessed since last year. But people can see through this, as with many other Chinese actions. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more videos like this. Hit the like button if you find the video interesting, and kindly provide your feedback in the comment section. This will help us improve.